Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We the Buds helping you cash your bets. Not a lot of bets going on right now that we dive into. We do have March Madness coming up here soon. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back to this week's edition. Welcome in, everybody. We're in the free agency frenzy period of the NFL right now.
A lot of signings.
A lot of signings, a lot of releasing, a lot of salary cap juggling.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on right now as far as the NFL is concerned. Also got that March Madness action coming up here soon.
I know going on this weekend.
Yeah, we got tournaments going on this week. Actually, the bracket should be out by Sunday here. Selection Sunday this weekend. We'll see what's going on there. Probably the least I've known about men's college basketball this year.
I know Mizzou sucks, SLU sucks, and Illinois,
they'll be in the dance.
They'll be in the dance.
They'll be in the dance. We'll see what happens. But I never gave a shit about Illinois. I'm not one of those Missouri people that can't.
SLU did win a game last night, though.
Yeah, who cares?
They opened the conference tournament with a win.
I actually care about women's college basketball more than the fucking men's this year. I mean, believe it or not, the women's game, outside of dunking the ball, the women's game has actually been a better played game. The reason why, in my opinion, you see these girls stay at these schools a lot more, like 3-4 years. There's more continuity than what there has been in the men's game, and the men's game's been so fluctuating.
Just call it what it is, free agency.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's why you got Nick Saban trying to fix college sports here right now. That's why he got the hell out of the game. He's like, you know what, screw it. Right. I can't do this anymore. I'd rather coach get ball than sit there having to kiss these little kids' ass and shit. Yeah, fuck all that. Over $10,000 to $15,000. He's like, you know what, dude? You realize this chump change you got me over here negotiating with you over? Like, he didn't sign up for that. He didn't. So I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future of college sports.
Oh, it's changing for sure. Yeah, the landscape is changing.
It's definitely changing. You know what? But we had it. What has been some of your most surprise pickups in the NFL as far as
just the way the running backs have been skipping teams. I mean, you got Saquon going to the Eagles, like a giant Eagle. You never hardly see that kind of thing. I know it's not the same as how it used to be.
It's a lot different now. But I mean, you know what?
He's teams anymore.
He's a Pennsylvania kid. He played his high school ball in Pennsylvania. Went to Penn State. You know what? And it's going to be a big way to say fuck you to the Giants fans there too as well.
Zach Moss signing the deal with the Bengals.
Yeah, he went with the Bengals. He made himself some money.
Trading away Mixon.
Yeah, trade away Mixon to the Texans.
Yep.
Mixon to the Texans.
So it's just running back moves basically.
Devin Singletary now went from the Texans to the Giants.
Right. Swift goes from the Eagles to the
Bears.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lot of juggling around.
Henry.
Yeah, that's going to be the big
monster move right there.
That's the big one. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are going to be a problem.
Oh.
They're going
to be tough.
That's Director Dave one of his bad beats during the course of the season. That's why. Bobby probably he got one too, didn't he?
I did get one on Henry, yeah.
You know what? So I mean,
but that's okay, baby. That's okay. Fantasy's coming back around.
Oh yeah, we'll do this thing again here soon.
But yeah, Zach Moss going to the Bengals, just like the running back carousel going on right now. You got Gibson going to the Patriots, and then Eckler going to the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of juggling right now. A lot of juggling. I mean,
Pollard going to the Titans.
Pollard went to the Titans. You got Josh Jacobs is with the Green Bay Packers now.
Oh yeah, and then Aaron Jones flipped and went
to the Vikings. Yeah, another interdivision team exchange because they asked that motherfucker to take another pay cut. He's like, screw you guys. Guess what? I'm gonna pull old Brett Favre and go to the Vikings.
I'm gonna go to the Vikings.
See how you guys like that.
The Vikings signing Sam Darnold and letting Kirk Cousins walk. I mean, that's a surprise.
They
couldn't pay Cousins that
Kirk
money
Cousins.
again.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, without it.
$100 million guaranteed off a torn Achilles. Kirk Cousins' career earnings now is upward over $300 million in his career now. You talk about betting on yourself and betting to fucking win.
Right.
Dude has one playoff win in his career.
That's what I was just about to ask.
He has one playoff win in his career and $300 million he has banked from the NFL. Nobody has solidified.
Who is his agent?
Oh, you know what? I can't remember the guy's name, but he's what's his name? I can't remember his name.
He's not Rosenhaus.
No, it's not Rosenhaus. It's not even one of the big boys. Because actually, I think I saw on the Pat McAfee show that AJ Hawkey used to be one of his agents back in the day. He's on the Vander agency group with Gary V for the VMon group. So as far as from an agency, it's not like he's got a big power agent like David Mulligeta, who's the one who negotiated the Deshaun Watson contract.
Maybe that's about to change.
Yeah, you know what? I think that Kirk Cousins just did his thing, man.
He's a great quarterback.
He's a solid quarterback,
regular season quarterback.
But he also had the balls. So you got to think. So back when they were still the Redskins, he had 2 years and he played on a franchise tag with them after his 4-year contract was up. He played 2 years with them, bet himself, had good seasons, signed a big deal going through that monster deal with the Vikings. Then he had signed another deal with the Vikings to re-up on a contract where he signed, was it another like 65 to 85 million, I think, guaranteed?
That was a pretty good.
So, yeah, it was another one that was a big guarantee.
Deal.
Now he's going to the Falcons, where the Falcons might be a problem, especially in the NFC South down there.
Oh, yeah. With the wide receiver, tight end combo they got, and the running back.
Young running back combo.
No reason the Falcons are not.
Oh, I mean, they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough team.
As long as Kirk Cousins comes back healthy. And
you know what? I mean, they've already seen him moving, bouncing around. I mean, he's the Achilles isn't a career ender as devastating as it once was. Thanks to modern medicine advancing the way it has. So.
Yeah, nobody's going to Dan Marino around the field.
That's pretty much done now. So yes, I mean, you know what? There's a lot of action going on. We also had some Chris Jones re-signed with the Chiefs there.
Signed with the Chiefs.
He's back. That was a big get for them to come back for the team there. We also had Josh Allen from the Jaguars. He was franchise tag.
Yep.
T. Higgins was franchise tag. These are some of our top free agents that we had listed here. And then Brian Burns, what are the Panthers doing? Do you know? So like 2 years ago, the Rams offered them 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, and they turned it down. You know what they got for Brian Burns this year?
Nothing. They let him.
Second and a fifth-round pick.
Oh, second and a fifth.
Second and a fifth-round pick.
Okay.
They traded him, but a second and fifth-round pick. And then the Giants went and signed him for a 5-year, $150 million contract.
I thought he was free agent.
And dude's only 25 years old, man. Like what are the Panthers? Panthers are going to probably
that owner they got down there.
They're going to be. I mean, they signed 2 guards. They did sign 2 guards to try to solidify. Hopefully, they signed. I know they signed 2 guards, trying to keep what's his name, Bryce Young upright.
Okay, yeah, Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis.
Yes, I mean those guys are going to help protect the interior.
And they did acquire Deontay Johnson.
Yes, they did get him through a trade, so we'll kind of see how that goes there. Justin Matabuke, he was franchise tag, but then the Ravens did re-sign him.
Yeah, they re-signed him.
They re-signed him, I think, to a 3-year deal is what that was. Christian Wilkins is now a Raider.
Yep.
Him and Max Crosby, the Condor, they're going to be a problem to deal with up there. So that's one thing the Chiefs are going to have to watch out. I mean, that's them building a roster to stop the Chiefs. They stop the Chiefs and the big bad wolf. I mean, they have to because, you get that push up the middle, and any pass rusher will tell you. Another guy on the other end, definitely helps as far as, taking away double teams at that end. But if you got a guy that pushes up the middle and drops that quarterback back, forces your way, that is probably more valuable than another rush in on the other side.
Raiders also signed Minshew. So,
they signed Gardner Minshew. If that's not a Raider quarterback, I don't know who
that is. A Raider quarterback.
If that's not a Raider quarterback, I don't know who. He's going to have to get the whole big Fu Manchu. He's got to get the whole Fu Manchu going right there. So,
be a Raider.
Oh, yeah. If that's not a Raiders quarterback, I don't know who is. So, he'll be battling out Aiden O'Connell, which I don't think that's going to be a hard job for him to win out.
No,
Aiden O'Connell. But that's all going to be, let's see if they draft
O'Connell got a little experience last year. Maybe the offseason, he comes in. Maybe he learned something.
Right. Well, and you know what? I think at some point, some of these NFL teams are going to have to look at it like this from this regard. The Packers model right now. The Packers is the only team right now that still follows that old model.
Right.
You draft a quarterback, let his ass sit for a couple years. Let him watch and learn the NFL because that's why it's such a high failure rate. I remember a few years back when it was a horrible quarterback draft, and I don't know if you a lot of you youngs won't remember this, but I remember Jake Locker, Christian Ponder, and E.J. Manuel all get drafted in the first round. Mm-hmm. All those guys got pushed to start early. They were all marginal quarterbacks. Didn't really think much of them coming out of college. You kind of put them in a starting position early on in their career. All of them were gone by the time they were 27 years old. By 27 years old, every single one of them were out of the league.
Locker had, 3 years?
Yeah, he had 3-4 years. E.J. Manuel, same thing. They just, you can't. Christian Ponder,
there's a whole list of quarterbacks that you could go down that got thrust in way too soon.
You got to give these guys time to develop. You got to give these guys time to learn the game, learn the NFL, learn how to be an NFL quarterback, learn how to study. That's if anybody watched that Johnny Manziel interview a couple weeks ago on Club Shay Shay. That's what he talked about. He said, you know what? I didn't study. I didn't even know what work was.
Right.
Until I got into the league. I didn't have to work when I was at Texas A&M. I didn't have to do all the studying and film study. I partied. You know what it was? He's like, win or lose, we booze, baby. Win or lose, we booze. And you can't live in the NFL like that as a quarterback.
No,
you have to be the hardest working man in the building. You have to be. So so when you get these guys thrust in that position to try to have that much pressure, that's a lot to ask for a 22, 23-year-old kid. It really is. Really is. Even with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been in the NFL now, what?
This will be his 6th season?
He's only 26.
Yeah,
he's only 26.
That is true.
6 seasons in the NFL, he's only 26. And he's had way too many games in the spotlight when he wasn't ready to do so, especially for an organization like the Jets that he was drafted to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that is a lot to deal with there.
Well, Zach Wilson's in that same boat.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, that's going to be – and that's another byproduct of these pro days now, too, as well. Because you got these guys now throwing in these pro days – where everything's scripted. They're throwing to these guys. They say, look at this off-balance throw he threw. And I'm like, all right, come on, man. I mean, these were all set up scenarios for them to look good.
It's your
in front
underwear
of
Olympics.
scouts. Yes, exactly. And so like you don't really get a full assessment, and these guys aren't getting time to say, okay. And especially in a place like New York, I mean, the kid didn't stand a chance.
No,
he gets caught. He gets
the biggest media like in all the entire world.
And right off the get go, he gets designated as a MILF hunter, supposedly banging his mom's friends and shit and stuff like that. I mean, that's too much. That's a lot for. Like,
well, even on his draft night, his mom got turned into a meme. She was so hot, I guess.
Oh, I guess, man. And apparently, she's got hot friends and he's banging. It's allegedly. You know, so I mean, that there's a lot that goes into that, like as far as trying to be successful in the NFL, because they call it the men's league for a reason.
Well, I can only imagine. I know what I was doing at 22 without money. So.
Exactly. You know, let me see. Like, and everybody looks at these guys because they're so big, so strong. You know, and they look like grown men because of their physique and their stature and everything. Like I remember when I first started getting big, going to college ball. Man, I had the worst fake ID on earth, but nobody ever questioned the shit because they walk up there like, oh well, of course. You know what I mean? Like, of course. You know, so I mean, like that's a hard thing to do when you look at these guys and you think, oh man, like why are they making these decisions? Well, they're kids.
Right.
You're a dumb kid.
No,
look at what your dumbass kid's doing at 22, 20 years old. He's sleeping in your basement right now. You know, you want to criticize these guys that have been probably some of the most successful 22 to 23-year-olds walking on the face of the earth right now. So I mean, it's just a lot of pressure, and it's really
I
easy
couldn't imagine. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really easy to succumb to that. So. Like the other ones I saw, I think going down the line, we had was Antoine Winfield was franchised.
Right.
Ladarius Sneed was franchised. Yep. There's also potentially a trade there. They also potentially be dangling him out there as a trade bait. But anyway, if not, he's still a big part of that defense to come back and for them to aim for that 3-peat. We also had Michael Pittman Jr., who was franchised, but he also resigned. I think it was
deal.
I think it was a 3
deal. 3
years.
years
3 years, like $70 million. Yeah, I think you want to say like 40-something guaranteed. So that's a good deal for him. Good payout for there. But then we had Daniil Hunter, who actually went to the Texans. We had Mike Evans. Mike Evans was he re-signed. You know, he re-signed.
And with,
they brought Baker
Mayfield
Mayfield back. Yep, that was good chemistry there. You know, as far as that. We'll see how the Bucs do on that bounce back there because they did lose both linebackers. It looks like that they're going to lose because I think Devin White is out of there and Levante David. Levante David's a little long in the tooth. Devin White still got it like kind of I think in his prime, but I think they're going to lose their
David didn't have
coordinator.
the season that he was accustomed.
He's 34 years old now. I mean, and especially depending on the way the defense was set up. I know Vita Vea is up front, but they didn't have the same like presence up front to kind of keep that. You got to keep those linebackers clean in the NFL with your front four. So I mean, then the Tyrod Smith from the Cowboys, he's still a free agent. Russell Wilson is with the Steelers.
Yeah, that's one. I actually like that deal for the Steelers.
I like the deal for the Steelers. I like the deal. I like the deal for Russell Wilson, unless he plays bad. That is one of the worst places.
I mean, they're used to Pickett right now, though. So
yeah,
but
I mean,
worse than Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, he can't be worse than Kenny. But you know what? I don't even know if Kenny Pickett was that bad. I just know that again, you got to give these guys time to develop.
Right.
Give these guys time.
I mean,
develop.
yeah, they did kind of throw. At least they waited half a season
because they picked up Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, and like that type of situation, you know, and Mason Rudolph, he was a season savior last year for him, but those aren't guys you're going to necessarily learn how to be a pro from. So I mean,
Trubisky went back to the Bills.
Yes, he did. Trubisky went back to the Bills.
I won again.
The Bills cleaned house.
They did.
The Bills cleaned house. You got Jordan Poyer is now with the Dolphins.
They've done much.
Micah Hyde is a free agent. I think still out there. Safety. A lot of safeties out there in free agency this year. I think safeties is this year's version of the running back this season. As far as
there's a lot of movement.
Quandre Diggs is out there. We still got Justin Simmons from the Broncos who's cut. So we got a lot of people out there still dangling. So I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be the draft season will be interesting to see what happens here.
What do we got? That's about a month.
Yep, I think about like the end of April.
Maybe.
Yeah, end of April we got the draft season there.
Something like that.
Yeah.
When is the draft? Let's find out.
Yeah, so I mean that's right now. So I mean, like this is the first day of the league year kicking off as far as like the league year officially kicking off. So they had the tamper season. So now these guys are going to keep moving forward, pushing forward, going forward here to see who's going to be like. There's going to be a couple of veterans that are still out there in the streets. Hopefully our Cowboys here to do something as far as from the running back position.
Yeah, they've signed one guy so far.
The long
snapper. I think it was a re-sign.
Yeah, it was the long snapper. They re-signed the long snapper.
Yeah, the Cowboys got some work to do here.
Yeah, they lost their center to the Commanders. Their center went to the Commanders. They lost another guy, I think Doris Armstrong. He was one of their tackles. He went to the Commanders too as well with Dan Quinn. So Dan Quinn bringing some guys that kind of know his system up there. So we'll see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that need to be done and a lot of holes need to be filled there in that end. So,
But they got to do Dak's contract first before anything. They got to free up some money before they can do anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure they probably did something with this contract at some point because I know I think they were over the cap by a little bit. So every team had to be under the cap
before
as of 4 o'clock today. Every team had to be under the cap. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The draft is April 25th through the 27th this year.
Right.
So we got about 5 weeks.
All right. So we got about 5 weeks there for them to overanalyze. And diagnose and tell guys have been playing for years they suck, and they
this
said
guy's going to drop down to the 3rd round.
Yeah, hadn't played a snap in 4 months, but somehow he's dropping the draft position.
He's dropping.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting season here, man. I'd love to dive into some Cardinals talk, but it's too early in spring training for me to really kind of go into
we've still
anything.
got 2 weeks of spring training left, and then 3 weeks before the season starts because I guess they got a couple of games in Arizona.
Yeah, a couple of games in Arizona before the home opener. Home opener is April 4th.
And they always play that that Springfield game too before the season, so they go down to Springfield and play the Springfield
Memphis Redbirds, whatever, Springfield, whatever they are, yeah.
And then we've got the Stanley Cup will be starting. Right around there.
With no Blues involved.
No, it won't be happening with the Blues this year.
No Blues involved, and they didn't really make any trade deadline moves.
No trades.
We'll see.
Signed Sundquist to a 2-year extension. They're calling up the kids now. They called up Zachary Dean.
Okay.
So, they're bringing up the kids. So.
A bunch of names I have no clue who the hell they are right now.
Pretty much.
I haven't had my
Balduke last week, and now they've brought up this kid named Dean, who we actually got in the deal for Barbashev.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't deep dived into hockey in a couple of years now because Blues.
I mean, the Blues are 6 points out of a spot, but their team's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be tough. I mean, that's definitely not a.
They better go on a Gloria type run.
Oh, they're gonna have to. I mean, but they don't have the pieces to do that type of run because that requires a veteran presence there. That they a veteran leadership that they just don't have on this team right now.
And they're just the only thing really holding them together is Bennington right now.
Yeah, I mean Bennington right there.
He's standing on his head.
What does he have? 1 more year on the contract after this season?
I think he's got 2.
2 more years.
2 more years.
Okay, 2 more years are there. And Hofer looks like he can be the guy in the future if
Oh yeah, Hofer looks good. Hofer looked real good in Boston the other night.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they looked real good in Boston for a second. Looked like a team actually worth watching for a little bit.
Yeah, and then to see Pat Maroon in that Boston jersey, that was it looks goofy. It looks goofy.
You know what? He's just a mercenary for hire now. This stage of his career, and he's collecting cups and
wins.
He's
like the new Claude Lemieux.
Yeah, building that hockey resume and just being, you know what, I win, baby. I'm on teams that win. And you know what? Yeah, because like you said, Claude Lemieux did it with the Devils, and he did it with the
Avalanche, and he got traded around a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you know what? I mean, we'll just keep analyzing, keep breaking it down these next couple weeks here.
I mean, the free agency just started today, so it's going to be crazy out there.
Oh yeah, so we'll keep going, diving through for you. Once we get some bets worth going, we're going to look into March Madness a little bit. Hopefully we have some parlays and different things as I kind of look into. We don't even have any brackets set up right now, so not even going to touch any of that up at this point. I think UConn is a big favorite on the men's side. South Carolina is a big favorite on the women's side. I think South Carolina and Iowa had pretty close to the same odds as far as winning the whole thing from the female side.
Right,
I think UConn was at plus 480 to win for the men's side from what I saw as of last when I looked. So we'll kind of look into that a little bit more once we get going through college basketball March Madness. They call it March Madness for a reason. That shit's crazy and it's hectic. Who knows what it is?
Gonzaga pulled their annual choke in the conference final.
Oh, yeah, St. Mary's. Yep, lost to St. Mary's. But that's always the problem with Gonzaga. I mean, they play that little light schedule that, they have out there. That was that Upper California Catholic League is what I like to call it. Upper California Catholic College League up there. So we'll see what happens there going through in March Madness. So you guys keep staying tuned in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Add to the comment section for us. Shout out to True on the Track, blessing us with those beats over here. We love you guys. Keep tuning in. We'll be talking Cardinals baseball, Blues hockey, and March Madness. Peace.